Agashe.
아저씨 이게 뭐야? Hello everybody.
Hello.
So as you guys already seen, I have a video of my top dramas for 2019 this year. Today is going to be Ahjuxue's and we are going to be interviewing him because if we let him just film himself and talk it, he's gonna talk for so long. You guys are gonna get an hour video, which is so boring. Nobody's gonna want to watch
That's not
that.
true.
That's so true. That's how Ahjuxue
You
is.
talked for an hour.
Nope.
I was there.
That was only 30 minutes. It took an hour to film because you kept interrupting me. But yes. Anyways, so we're going to be asking him some questions today. And he's going to have to, answer it and whatever, So I just only watched like certain dramas. So it's only like he only gets to pick 5. So we're going to be going from the bottom up. And he's going to be answering questions for us and all this stuff like that. So let's go ahead and start into it. But before that, if you guys like this video, hit thumbs up and subscribe.
Always remember to ring that bell for notifications, so whenever we post a video, you guys get it first.
Okay, so your number 5 is Touch Your Heart. Well, why is it your number 5?
That drama was very long ago when we watched it. It was like earlier this year. But I think the reason I just like their chemistry. The two characters they have, the actor and actresses, they have a very good chemistry. They've done dramas before with each other where they were each other's romantic characters with each other, so they have a lot of chemistry. But the biggest part to that was it was a lot of it was lawyer stuff, so it was like very interesting to see like their cases and how they had to solve them. And the drama as a whole was very funny. I like that it had a more lighthearted sense to it. I didn't really like that they kind of rushed the main villain. They kind of like pushed that to the end and then just kind of like cleaned right through it. So I kind of felt like they could have made it longer. But thoroughly, I like overall. I just enjoyed that drama and the chemistry and the funny little stuff that they did, the dialogue, and even like the side characters, were like hilarious. So it could have been a really serious drama. They could have made it that way, but they chose to go the lighthearted way, which was fun. So I think that's why for me, like, that was my number 5.
Did you think the romance was a little bit over the top?
No, I don't think so. I think it was needed because the main character was very dry and he was very emotionless because he was closed up. He got hurt really bad not in a previous relationship, but in his previous crush. He got crushed by it, so he didn't really want to trust anybody. And then the main girl, she was very naive, and so it kind of shows you that, like, yes, there are celebrities who are naive like that. They really just don't know like anything other than what they're told to do. So I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was too crazy.
Okay. Any favorite scenes from that you can remember?
Oh, the elevator scene. That's my favorite scene. And it didn't include, that wasn't even like the main characters. It was the side characters. But it was the funniest scene. The
Mama's boy?
The mama's boy and
the girl that fall in love with everyone?
Yeah, the girl who falls in love with everyone. They were in the elevator and then the elevator power died and then like he panicked and he fell on her and like fell on her breast and like she threw his ass across the elevator and he like face planted into it, like fell down. Very, very funny. That was like when I was seeing that, I just remember that forever.
She actually like really liked that guy's acting, and like that's why when we watched Melting Me Softly and he became the ex-boyfriend in the future, I actually like enjoyed watching him.
Yeah, because he's funny.
Yeah.
Not many guys like and not even just guys, but not many actors and actresses like put their all into being a side character and being funny at it. Most of them, when they do it, they kind of like only give 3/4 because you can there's always a chance that you were a main character. You can become a main character in another drama someday, and a lot of times if you do such a good job as a side character, then they like to keep you there. But then it's fun seeing people put their all into being a side character.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move to number 4. Ahjuxue's number 4 for this year is Vagabond. So, how did you think of the drama overall, since it was all like hyped up with Lee Siggy and Shin Sung-rook acting together?
I didn't. First of all, I didn't really get the hype. I didn't really see it. But I think that drama had a lot of potential because one, it's a Netflix drama, but two, they had a guy who wasn't really that good at being the main character in dramas. He had been the main character for certain dramas before, and Lee Siggy didn't do that well, and so you didn't really I didn't really know what to expect from him. And then with Shin Sung-rook, I've seen him in his other dramas leading up to this point, and most of the time he's been playing bad guys. So recently, it's only been this year that he's started to play good guys, and most of the time he's been playing bad guys. And so even in the trailers, they made him kind of look like a bad guy, so you kind of thought that he was the bad guy.
Yeah.
But then that drama, it did a really good job. I held it to pretty high standards because I'm it's a Netflix drama, and typically because Netflix has so much money, they've been able to do really good dramas recently. So I had a pretty high expectations, but it wasn't to the point where I was like, oh my god, just because they didn't do a certain thing, I'm upset. I really like that the romance wasn't a pinpoint in the drama. It was there. It was cheesy. It was cheesy and quirky, and I get it. The whole point was it was meant to kind of break the serious tensions of the drama, because it was a very serious drama. It felt like an American movie style.
Yeah.
So the little cheesy the romance parts was definitely a little comedic relief. To kind of let you know you're watching a Korean drama and not an American TV show.
So, how did you think of overall, when the bad guy was revealed? Did you even think it was going to be him, or did you think they were actually going to introduce someone later that has been behind all of it?
Well, I was hoping that it wasn't going to be him, because it kind of crushed what I hoped that his character would have. What the bad guy's character would have turned out to be, that he was actually a good guy, just trying to help them out. But then I get it, is that he represents, here in America we have a conspiracy called the Deep State, which is a quote unquote country or state that lives within the United States government. So they are the ones that are waging all the wars and controlling the federal government from the inside. And so that drama really did put a picture into that, where he was the deep state. His guys were the deep state. And I'm not trying to open up conspiracy theories. I'm just saying that's
how they portray his character.
Yeah, they portrayed it as he's the deep state. He is the industrial I forget what it's called, but the whole idea of the deep state is that they control the governments by controlling war, controlling the money flow, and so by controlling all that weaponry and stuff, they can control the countries that they want to control and then wage wars against each other. So I like that they kind of did that. I just didn't hope. I just had hope that it wasn't going to be him. That it was going to be somebody else. But I get it.
Yeah. So, okay, now let's move on to number 3. Ahjuxue's number 3 for this year is Hotel de Luna. So, how did you think of the fantasy story overall, dealing with kind of some of the ghosts and backstories and overall, because obviously you've seen how the writer of Goblin was and now you're seeing how the Hong sister writes. How do you think the drama was overall?
I think this drama was a very nice story that made you kind of, when you were watching the drama, you felt like you were understanding the pains of the characters. And it was clearly a drama about healing, about forgiving and forgetting. And so every person, and so they kept knocking on that over and over and over, right? That in order for you to be able to go, you need to forgive and forget. And if you forgive and forget, then you can go. But if you don't, you turn into the monsters. So and like that was like the whole point with IU's character, and then with Chingu's character, was he needed to come and make her forgive and forget of her past. The little sci-fi stuff to it, where it's like time traveling, characters from the past, ghosts and stuff. It was cool, and it wasn't over the top. I like that they didn't like go over the top with it, but I really enjoyed the character development of Chingu, of how he was like a sissy, scared of ghosts and stuff, and then as he began to see that ghosts are just people, they're people, but they're dead, but they're just in need to, so they're just like us. It's just they don't look like we do, and as he like grew to understand them, then he was still afraid because they look scary, but he understood their pains, and so I like that he kind of like his character progressed through that.
And how towards the end he didn't take the pill,
right?
And he chose to
see them. He chose to stay as the manager and still see them, and didn't take the pill and stuff, with all that, just because he wants to know that he wants to keep that memory, so that when he goes, he can remember what he did and everybody he met.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's move on to Ahjuxue's number 2, The Last Empress. You guys are going to be shocked that it started in 2018, but same wise with Ahjuxue, how we go with when the drama ends. So this drama actually ended at the beginning of 2019, and it is Ahjuxue's number 2, and it also stars Shin Sung-ruk and Choi Jin-hyuk in there. So this was actually a very big drama for us, and as you guys know, we actually did 2 parts review for it, and I'm pretty sure Ahjuxue has a lot to say about it. Like, from beginning to the end, did it meet your expectation? How was the story development overall? And even though with the whole point of the ending of what happened with Choi Jin-hyuk's actual character, that he couldn't make it to fill in the extra episodes, what are your thoughts overall?
Yeah, so I feel like in a way this drama is underrated in terms of totality of dramas that have come out in the past decade. This drama is very underrated, but in the moment it was a great drama. I really, 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 really liked it. And the character developments, the dialogue, the story was super duper intense. The part where they double crossed each other with the guns and their agents, that was a huge moment where it was okay, this is the climax. This is where everything's gonna go to shit. And I truly enjoyed the bromance between Choi Jin-hyuk and Shin Sung-ruk. They literally do look like they could be bros outside of dramas, just because the way they look and the way they talk. I get it. I like that the story is about Jang Nara and her character. So at first I had an issue with the way that they took out, that the way they ended Choi Jin-hyuk's character. But I understand that it came because he wasn't available, and not only that, it was such a popular drama, they had to extend it. People wanted them to extend it, and so they did that. And so his story actually ended after he revealed everything and he won. After he exposed everything,
Yes.
got under everyone's skin, exposed everything. He even was able to win against his ex-girlfriend, right? Against Elijah. He was even able to win there. So he had won everything, and he pretty much left. And so the whole point, that's why I was okay, I get to kill him off, because his story was done. And again, the two main characters are actually Jangnara and Shin Sun-ruk.
Yes.
And so throughout the drama, we started like kind of forgetting that that it's not Choi Jin-hyuk and Jangnara, it's Jangnara and Shin Sun-ruk. And so they had to really leave an everlasting memory of Shin Sun-ruk's character. And so I really, really, really loved what he did at the end, where he was like, you know what? The whole point of the Choi Jin-hyuk's character, what was his name?
Nawangshi.
Yeah, Nawangshi, is that Nawangshi had became a movement. His character became the V for Vendetta character, where it was no longer Nawangshi was no longer a person, it was a symbol. And so when Shin Sun-ruk's character Lee Hyuk realized that at the end of the drama, that if I am going to
change
the imperial family and change their history and end it the way I want to end it, I need to take on the role of Nawangshi. And so when he did that, and then his mom shot him, and he died. I do believe that was such a fitting end. Was that at the end he did exactly what he said. I'm going to end this this cursed family lineage.
Yeah.
And so I really, really enjoyed that drama. That drama was huge for me. At first I was upset about Choi Jin-hyuk not getting to finish off his character, but I was like, it's okay. I just wish that it's an SBS drama. I just wish that SBS would freaking bring those three onto Running Man, but they won't do it because those three are too damn popular.
Yeah. Overall, did you think that it was like, what did you think that it was everything to plot it to begin all this was the grandma's doing? Like how nobody actually poisoned her or stabbed her or killed her, and she did it all herself because they wanted to ruin her when they found out she was going to give everything to her, to Jang Nara's character.
Yeah, so it reminded me, I noticed that this had become kind of like the trend of media outlets, period.
Yeah.
Recently, in terms of even like in Korea, and even in America, it had become this was like a huge thing for storylines, was hidden agendas, was the truth behind the lies, right? Everyone thought that each other killed the grandmother, but then the grandmother was like, I killed myself because I know that my death would set forth a ripple effect that would change everything forever. And so people of importance, at a certain point, they feel that if I do this way, it's going to change the landscape of everything forever. And so that wasn't just a common theme in that drama. It was a common theme of a lot of stories we've seen.
Doesn't it just remind you of Knives Out?
Right.
That we went to watch?
Right. And even like Knives Out had that theme in it. So it is a very good theme because it allows you to do almost anything you want in a story. Because at the end of the day, all the people, they didn't kill that person. So you can kind of twist the stories however you want.
Yeah.
And so I really like that they did that. It was a nice twist to it. It made you kind of go like, oh my god, she killed herself.
Yep. Okay, so going on to Ahjuxue's last, or more so, number 1 of 2019. As you guys know, a couple of these dramas that Ahjuxue has picked out has involved a lot of Shin Sun-ruk, so it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like obvious in a way for me, but let's go ahead and announce Ahjuxue's number 1 drama for this year. It is Perfume,
yes.
Also starring Shin Sun-ruk in there. So why did this become your number 1 overall of all the dramas that you watched this year? And just give us your thoughts and reasoning.
Okay, well, first things first, I am a huge romantic comedy guy. And secondly, I really enjoy just comedy in general. And so I actually had really high expectations for this drama because we had found out that he was doing something like this right after they did The Last Empress. And so I had enjoyed him kind of like showcasing his ability to do comedy roles
in The Last Empress.
That I was like, oh, well, if he just takes what he did here and he literally brings it to Perfume, it's going to be a great drama. It's going to be funny, and you know, it's going to just be like one of those dramas where down the road you can watch again and just laugh because it was funny. And he, you know, this drama explored inner beauty. You know, it explored mental health, and I really like that they did a drama that was about mental health. That it was that at first people had thought that this was just a drama about a fat girl, about fat, that pretty women are skinny, and blah blah blah, the same old thing. But what you found out was this was deeper than that. This was like, Oh My Venus, right? Where it was about mental health. Yeah. And at the end of the day, if you take care of mental health, it will take care of everything else. Mm-hmm. And he, even like both of their characters, they were mentally depleted. Mm-hmm. It just showed you but then it showed you that the two different spectrums of it, right? It showed a person who's rich and powerful versus a person who has nothing. Both have mental health. Both are suffering, you know. And even if you because we've come on, how many times have we seen it? Some of the richest people in this world are mentally unstable. That literally, if you take away, because money isn't a thing to them. So if you took away the thing that they care about, which isn't money, they would just lose it, you know. And so I really enjoyed like the way his character grew throughout the drama. That like he was, you know, taking ownership of his mental health, and then, you know, obviously he was doing that because, you know, it was his Nuna and he was in love with her, and so the saddest part was he knew that was her. Mm-hmm. Like he knew it was her, and he, even though that like she was fat, he didn't stop loving her because he loves her for who she is. And so when she was skinny, it confused him because he didn't want to like the skinny one, but then she looked too much and the way she acted was too much. Well, it was exactly the way she was when she was in the past. So for him, he was like, I just can't help it. You're not her. Mm-hmm. But everything you do is like her. Yes. So it's like you are her, just you are from a different dimension or something. Yeah. And so I like that he did that. His character had to go through that. And even the main girl, because I get it, the main girl's the main character, you know, and her, what she needed to, and her mental health was that, you know, it wasn't that she was fat, you know, and that's why, you know, her husband didn't love her anymore. Maybe it was, you know, but it was that she lost confidence in herself, and she stopped taking ownership of herself. And so the whole point of the perfume was to make her regain that confidence. That so what? Like, so what if you don't look the same that you used to? What you always have to remember is you have to be confident about yourself in this world, because the moment you lose that, you lose everything. So I enjoyed it, and, you know, I know that like I'm just talking strictly about the characters and the story, but that doesn't take away from the comedy, the countless and countless and countless of comedies. I laughed so hard through that drama. I laughed till I got headaches. I laughed till my cheeks hurt, because there's just so many funny parts in that drama, so many funny things. You know, going from him having his freaking panic disorder about polka dots and moles, and to him, you know, he's a virgin, and so he's never had sex before, you know, and so like
burning youth.
He has a lot of burning youth, and so he has to go work out to get rid of it. And her, on the other hand, you know, she's like way more experienced, and so she just like finds it funny. But then, and like that comedy literally goes down to even the end, where I really enjoyed that ending. It was a very, very nice ending. The whole idea of them coming back to meet at the
planetarium.
There you go, the planetarium to see the stars.
And he tells her that he still loves her, even though she's
right. You know,
she's back to her original form.
Right, and she questioned it, and he was like, I never stopped loving you just because you got big. Like, you don't understand the whole point. The reason why I love you is you helped me through dark times.
Yeah.
And so, the part where the both the brothers,
Oh yeah.
they went on the trip.
They're fighting for her.
And they're fighting for her on the little machine. That part was funny. So there's a lot of funny parts. That's why, like, for me, that's my number one. I really enjoyed that drama, literally from start to finish. I was just like, oh yeah, this drama. Like, I didn't have a time where I was like, it's kind of slowing down. Yeah.
Wow. So that is Ahjuxue's top 5 for 2019. And obviously he doesn't have too much. That's why, it's only top 5 for him. While my video, I had a lot. But we don't want to go on and bore you guys so much. But yeah, let us know what your top dramas are in the comments below. And 2020 is coming. And hopefully more dramas will come out.
Oh,
and like, we're looking forward to it, and we don't know what to expect, and we don't even know upcoming projects. Like before, they used to show you teaser and everything. Now it's just like they just drop it in front of you and be like, bam, here's the drama, watch it. And this is what it is. So yeah, anything else you want to say?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is it for today, and we'll see you guys next time.